Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Haley. I'm a mom of 4. I currently homeschool 3 of them. In today's video, I am sharing with you my favorite literature guides. I have level 1 and level 2 to show you, and I will do a flip through for both of them and kind of give you a sneak peek of what to expect if you purchase these literature guides. So I purchased these literature guides to use as our reading curriculum, to bring in rich literature books, just having them read and have a foundation and for a love of reading. So I am glad I stumbled upon these literature guides. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the first one we jumped into last year. This is level 1, the treasure trove of literature. The Little House in the Big Woods, the Father Brown Reader, Men of the Mississippi, The Winged Watchman, and the Chronicles of Narnia. This is the student's notebook, and I have the teacher's guidebook. As you read each book, you learn about the genre, the literary elements, the literary devices, reading comprehension. You have a set of questions that the student will answer each day. You have optional games and activities, and at the end of each book, you have a little project that they would have to complete. Level 1 does not mean grade 1. Level 1, you can start in the 4th and 5th grade. I started this for my son in the 5th grade, and moving on to 6th grade, he will use level 2. I think they go up to 4 or 5 levels, and they also came out with a pre-reading or a beginner reading level before this one. Whenever we were starting, they didn't have that one, so we started on this one. So starting off with the teacher's guidebook, this is what they'll be doing each day of the week. This is the first book, and this is how many lessons it has. Lesson 1, you read about the author, the historical fiction or the genre, the literary element, reading and reading preparation. Then vocabulary words, they will come across as they are reading. They will draw what they read, answer the questions, and then they'll move on to lesson 2. Each week on lesson 5, 10, 15, every multiple of 5, this is what the lesson looks like. You will have discussion and activities. So you'll just ask your questions to your child, and this is the character quality of the week. Then optional games, projects, and activities. And then you'll move on to lesson 6. Now we're going to take a look out of the student's notebook and see how all that comes into play. Same thing. Right here, it just shows you what book you will be reading, answering the questions, parts of speech, you'll read about it and do what it says. Lesson 3. And then after lesson 4, it goes to lesson 6. So every multiple of 5, every multiple of 5 lesson in their guidebook is not in their book. It's only in your teacher book. This is the visualize what you read portion. Now, in the student's book, this is Father Brown Reader. You can see there was no lesson 1. This is lesson 2. Same thing. No, lesson 5, it moves right next to 6. Let's turn to the back of the page of the book of the student's guide. It has the answers. Then in the back of the student book, it's the answers to the notebook assignments. So that is every lesson except the multiples of 5. After the answers, they have the discussion guide to the characters. So if you want to read a little bit more about each character out of each story. Now in the back of the parent's guide or the teacher's guide is the answers to the discussion questions. Every multiple of 5 answer. And that is what this one looks like. This is our new one for this year, so we're just gonna see how it compares to last year. So the first thing, so this is the student's notebook. These are the books: The Wizard of Oz, Madeline Takes Command, The Borrowers, Misty of, I don't know how to pronounce that big long name, I'm sorry. And then continuing on, The Magician's Nephew from the Chronicles of Narnia. That's how you pronounce it. Same thing, you'll be learning. You will still be doing your vocabulary, reading review questions, visualizing what you have read, optional games and projects, character qualities. Starting off with The Wizard of Oz, he will have to complete this, and on this side of the paper they'll read it, answer a question. At the top it tells you what pages to read each day. So once again, after 4 there's no 5, and moves on to the next lesson. Let's take a look at the end of the lesson. So lesson 26 is the final project. It's a travel brochure. Visualizing what you have read for The Wizard of Oz. They'll just draw from lesson 1, chapter 1. After they're done reading, draw a picture of what they read about and what they remember. After that, it moves on to the next book. Okay, now we're going to just see what the Magician's Nephews look like. Same questions. This one doesn't have the literary elements on this side. This one it does. Oh, this one's a cause and effect. A plot study. So for lesson 21 is your final project. You will create a short story. Interesting. And for The Magician's Nephew, you will do the same thing. Draw, kind of like narration. You draw what you read about. Then at the end of the book, it goes to the answers all the way through each book. Now taking a look at the teacher's guide, same thing. It'll tell you everything they're learning and how many lessons. It is very similar to the other book. Here is lesson 5, the questions, the character quality, games, projects, and activities. And moving on to lesson 6. Let's take a look and see what it looks like at the end. So we're going to take a look and see what it looks like at the end of the lesson in our book. Okay, final project, travel brochure. So it just gives you an example. And that is it. Moving on to the next book. Let's take a look. So once again, in the back of the parent or teacher's guide, it does every fifth lesson, the discussion, question, answers all throughout each book. And that is all. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that flip through, and I hope you take a look at the literature guides. So like I said, for my middle schoolers, what they'll be doing for reading is these literature guides, and I think that is enough reading comprehension, enough learning about genres and discussion questions. They have a little bit of narration in there. They have optional final projects, and I think it is perfect for what we do in our homeschool, and they have the opportunity to read rich literature and amazing books. I'm going to leave the website below. Go ahead and look at all the literature guides from the beginning to the end. That is it for this video. Like this video if you love this literature guide. Go ahead and comment down below if you already used this one or if you never heard of it. Bye guys.